Hello, Yva here with yvaloveearts, and today I'm going to be working on the canvas for my 1500 subscriber giveaway. And as you can see here, I've cut out some gears on my silhouette. And what I'm going to do before I take these off, I'm just going to do some jelly printing directly onto that piece of paper. And you know, if I would have planned this better, I probably would have done the jelly printing first and then cut into that, but it worked just fine this way. And actually this may be better because then I'm not sure if painted paper would be so great for the blade on the silhouette. But anyway, I'm just starting off with some blues and pink. Dana said that her favorite color was pink, so I'm going to try to incorporate that into the painting as much as I can. And she also likes vintage and steampunk, and I've never done steampunk before. I like it, I've just never really tried that style before, so this is going to be a fun little challenge for me. So I'm just taking some of that bubble wrap, and I really just want to get rid of the white on my canvas because I don't like starting with white. I like having some color on there. And then I'm going to pull out some papers from an old book to collage on there. And this book I found for $1 at a local craft store. And I'm just going to use some matte medium. And oops, I poured too much out. But that's okay, I can put them back. And I'm just going to adhere these pieces of paper onto the canvas. And I apologize about my voice. I have a bit of a cold right now, but you know, gotta make my videos, so I hope you'll bear with me. And yeah, I'm just gonna stick the rest of these papers on there. And this was a book about Shakespeare, or some of his writings anyway, and it had some pretty cool old vintage looking images in it. So I'm using some text, using some images, and most of this is going to get covered up anyway, but that's okay. That's kind of what mixed media is all about, right? Tons of layers. So just going to add some more paint onto my Gelli Plate again, and then grab a texture comb. This one's my favorite, Castell, and just draw some stripes on there. And then I'm going to take one of the prints off of deli paper, and then I'm going to put it on, so just so it's not covering up so much of the images. And that bubble wrap still had some wet paint on it, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little print off of that. And then I just dropped some golden high flow acrylic paints on there. I think this was the transparent yellow oxide or brown oxide, can't remember. And some teal, just using a brush just to get some more color on there. And then I've got some of this tape, what is it called? It's what they use for drywall tape, I think, yeah. And now this paper is from a paper pack. Oh gosh, I'll list it down in the description. I picked it up at Tuesday morning, but it's got little gears all over it. So I'm going to draw a tree on it, just a whimsical little tree. And then I'll cut it out and collage it onto the canvas. So those gears that are on it actually have a coating, so they're going to act like a resist if I add any ink or paint or anything else to it. So they'll continue to show up throughout the process. So I'm just cutting it out here, and there we go. Pretty cute. And now I'm taking my Stabilo All Pencil, and I'm just going to outline the tree, and then I'll activate that ink with my water barrel brush. And this is supposed to be able to write over glass and plastic and all sorts of substrates, so I thought it would work over those coated areas, but actually it didn't. So I'm going to go back later and I'll use my Faber Castell PItt artist brush pens to outline the tree again once it's on the canvas. And here's another little stamp set I picked up at Tuesday morning, and it's just got some little swirlies, and I'm just going to use it to stamp some more images and texture on that background. I'm using the black Archival ink, so it will be permanent. Here you see a clock that I also cut with my silhouette, and I just found this clock in the silhouette store. But I'm just adding some more texture to the background because with mixed media you just can't have enough of that. So I used some pattern paper from the same paper pack. It's kind of vintage looking, and I just cut that out. And then I also cut out these gears, and I'm gonna adhere those as well. And then it's time to stick down the tree. So give that a good coating, and then I'll give it a good dry. Now I've saved you the hassle of watching me take off all those little gears from the paper, and I figured out the layout of them on the tree, and I just painted some of them with some more pink. So I'm layering them, and I wanted to have some contrast or help you be able to see the layers more. So I'm just gluing them down with some of the Tim Holtz vintage matte medium. It's kind of brownish looking, and I thought that would help tone down some of those bright colors. You know, I love my bright colors, so this is supposed to be vintage, so I'm doing my best to make it kind of not so bright, but that's just kind of what I do, so it's hard not to. So now I'm just taking some more of that vintage matte medium, and I'm just applying it all over the canvas so I can see if I can get a similar color throughout. And now I want the tree to stand out more, so I'm taking some gesso and watering it down just a little bit, and I'm going to take back the background a little bit, just tone down those colors so the tree can become more prominent. You can see in that little cup on the bottom right hand corner that I raided my dad's workshop and grabbed some washers and nuts, and I'm going to use those for the centers of these gears. And first I'm going to colorize them with some Adirondack Alcohol Ink from Tim Holtz, and it's just a pink color. So Just going to find out where I want to put them, and then I'm going to adhere them with some gel medium. Oh, and some of them actually were from a HodgePodge set from Stampin' Up from years ago, but I got some little swirly clips and those little, oh, what do you call them? I don't know what you call them. Those little thingies. Tabs? The brads are holding them down, and yeah, I don't know. If you guys know what they are, then you can leave them in the comments below, but you see them on there. They came from a set from Stampin' Up a long time ago. So, I think that looks pretty cute. So now I'm taking some black Dylusions ink and I'm just painting the edges while the rest of the stuff dries that I just stuck on there. Figured that this would be a good time to do this. And this just gives it a finished look, and if Dana doesn't want to put it in a frame, then she can just hang it as is. So I decided my tree was too bare, so I decided to go back and add some more little gears and washers and whatever these shapes are. These are shapes that I bought from the Silhouette store as well. So, love that Silhouette store. It's got some great little things that are cheap too. Okay, so now I'm taking some burnt sienna and the golden high flow acrylic paint, and I'm just going to darken up my tree a little bit. And I think I used some burnt umber as well, or no, it was brown, transparent brown, something or other. I don't know. I'll look it up. If you really need to know, I will let you know. So now I've watered down some Twinkling H2Os, and I'm just using my fan brush to add some splatters in pink. And then I will use this Memento black ink and a sponge dauber to create a what's it called, like a vignette, just blending out those corners. Now I'm touching up some of that black paint on the edges with the Dylusions paint. Next, I'm taking this dark gray PItt pen, and I'm just going to outline these gears so I can help them stand out more. Give them some more definition. Now I've sped this video up quite a bit. Most of it, I believe, was 8 times the normal speed. I told my boyfriend that I was going to be an hour doing this project, and I came down when I was totally done. I think he said it's been 6 hours. So I don't know if it really took that long or if he was just exaggerating, but it took some time. It was a labor of love, but I really hope she loves it. I love it, as I often do fall in love with my art pieces. They're like my babies. But it was hard to let it go. But I know it'll have a good home with Dana. So once I start outlining things, it's kind of hard to stop. So I had to do the tree too. But it's relaxing and I like the way it looks. So there you go. Now Dana told me that her niece is expecting a baby any day, and her niece actually lives with her. So I knew that family must be very important to her, and that's really what prompted me to do a tree, because of the whole family tree thing, right? But her family is growing too. So I found this script font, well, the word, on the Silhouette Design Store, and I cut out 4 of them. So I'm gluing the 4 pieces of cardstock word together so that it will simulate chipboard. And so I'm just gluing these 4 together, and then I'll play around with the color. I'll play around with where I want it to go until I find the place that it should be. But family is important to me too, so I think it is for a lot of people. And so that's kind of the inspiration behind this piece. Now, right here, she said she liked pink. And so I was like, I need to add some more pink. There's not enough pink on this project. So I start adding this pink, and I kind of go overboard, as I can sometimes do. And then I take it downstairs, look at it in some different light, and it really looks purple. It does not look pink. So I guess that pink was really too transparent, and the blue that was underneath it mixed with the red, and I ended up with purple. So it's not going to stay like this for long because I just wasn't real happy with it. So I'm using a baby wipe here, and I'm trying to take back some of that color, and voila! Look, how did that happen? Yeah, I used some gesso and some more paint, and I guess I missed that part of the video, but I just took some teal and I took some golden green in the golden high flow acrylic paint, and I covered up what I had done before. So that's the beauty of acrylic paint, is that you can cover up your mistakes. And here is the word, which went from white to pink to now black. So, and you can also see another little oopsie I did here. I put the F like way too high, so I had to remove it, and then I find its happy place in a second. But I'm almost done at this point. I just am going to let it dry overnight, which for you is not overnight, but decided to add some doodles today. So I've got this gold PItt brush pen, and I'm adding some dots and some little lines, hash marks, stripes, just trying to give some more character to these little gears. And that was another one of the symbols that I think came out in this tree, is that, our families we're all kind of the same, but we're all very unique also. And you know, gears work together, and it works best if families work together. I know there's lots of dysfunctional families, mostly probably, but the goal is to have a nice happy family that works together in unison, and of course we all love each other, and we're all unique, just like these little gears. So that was my thinking whenever I was making these little gears so different and adding these little doodles to them. Oh, and I grabbed a pink metallic Pitt pen as well, not just the gold. You can see it here. So I'm almost done, but I really had a great time with this project, and I really hope that Dana loves it as much as I do. And I did record some of the other items that I included in her package, but I had to use a different memory card, and then I had to run to the post office and mail this out. And when I got back to do the video editing, I realized that the camera did not record the share that I did of her prize package. So I'm sorry that you can't see all the cool, wonderful things that I sent to her, but maybe she'll do a video opening the stuff so you could take a look at what she got. But this is the most important part, right? So I'm glad that you got to at least see this. Now I'm just taking this blue metallic and adding some more doodles to the background, and then I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course leave me some love below. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.